But first of all, let us just finish with football. The LMC people came and said, they were not, they wanted and not wanted. My guys, what do you see on that?
Okay, the Just High Court issued a bench warrant that they should be brought for not obeying court order. And supposedly some policemen went to the LMC secretariat to arrest them. The officials were nowhere to be found. They issued a press release that they went to another court to set aside the order of the Federal High Court in Jos and applied for a motion, an ex parte motion for the motion
for stop execution.
For stop execution.
Yeah.
I just think that the LMC officials they have not erred on the side of the law, but I just felt, since you're not sure of the police people that came, you should have gone to the nearest police station to show them, rather than releasing statements from behind wherever you are. Go to the nearest, you can even run to the force headquarters. Here we are. These are so motions in so court. We are not running.
We are told that we are wanted, but here we are.
Here we are. We are not wanted.
All right.
Well, I don't understand what he's saying when he said some supposed. I don't think they were supposed. The officer's name, we all know what the officer came to do. Is Blessing Yobo. That's the person that led the team there, and I mean they had been signed. They had been given forms 48 and 49. What that means is you are supposed to come to the court, contempt of court. You don't still appear. Where exactly are you? And at this point in time, like he said, they should have gone to the nearest police station. It happened in Abuja. Go to the first headquarters there and declare yourself. I am not wanted.
I'm not wanted.
This is who I am.
Okay.
We know the two people. They made the two major guys that are being looked for. That's
Salu Abubakar.
Yeah. They are people we know. We know what they are done as regards the league. But when it comes to issues like this, you'll be flouting court orders by not going to court. And also when you have been, given the forms 48, 49, then at that point in time, you need to come out clear to everybody. You are not criminals.
You are not criminals.
So you should not allow yourself to be declared wanted. I don't understand.
Saying, go to the nearest police station and tell them, look, if the ones that came to you, they came are fake. Here I am not running, so that we shouldn't undermine the courts of the land, because maybe tomorrow you might be the one that will go there to go and seek justice.
Because actually they have good grounds for expelling Giwa FC. As far as I'm concerned, if you're looking at the statutes of the LMC, they have good grounds.
Okay,
they shouldn't be afraid of the law.
The best place to prove that is
exactly.
in the court of law. So probably let them do that now that at least FIFA has said you can take these cases if you don't have a court of arbitration of sport in your land, because formally it's you don't take football matters to court. But we now find out, yes, if you are aggrieved, and then you can get justice, and you're not getting justice from the backyard. Both sides have the right to go to the court of law and get justice. Whether it is Giwa or whether it's the LMC.
The LMC is a private concern. It can sue and be sued.
Of course, the LMC is a limited liability company, right?
Exactly.
So limited liability companies
registered by CAC.
Sue and they can be sued. Okay, that is the issue. We see how it pans out, and we shall update you. And then the Siasia issue, Cesar says, I am going.
He's giving NFF 2 weeks ultimatum to pay him and his assistants. They are standing 5 months salaries. Either if they don't, he's going to go and do a sitting in the NFF secretariat. He's going to eat there, sleep there, and do everything there until they pay him. I think this is a sad one for the NFF. They should be embarrassed that this kind of story is coming out. They are paying Raw $47,000, but you are owing an indigenous coach who has done so much for Nigeria as a nation.
Are you saying
under harsh
this
conditions.
is misplaced priority or something?
Well, however you want to look at it, Jimmy, I just think that Siasia has paid his dues when it comes to local football. He has shown to be patriotic. He has worked under harsh conditions. A laborer is entitled to his wages.
Definitely.
NFF should pay him and his assistants. Period.
But NFF said they are not the one paying their
He said they can't access.
They said somebody else is paying the source.
Who is this anonymous person paying? Let the anonymous person also pay Siasia and his team.
The question is, do they get monthly subventions?
They have to.
They have to.
Now,
they brought 150 million.
What's the role? What's the role of the minister?
From the minister.
What is the role of the minister? In all of this, I've heard the minister beg the NFF to pay Siasia. The question is, at what point in time do you get NFF to do the?
Do you want the minister to be interfering in the affairs of the NFF?
You have to.
But he pays the piper. He pays the minister pays the piper.
The minister. How do you mean?
They give NFF the money.
The question is, you are saying the Ministry of Sports should not intervene. But when it comes to funding, where do
they expect them to intervene?
So what are we talking about?
Simple. If you can intervene when it comes to funding, you should also intervene in matters like this. If NFL wants to be totally independent, they should stop collecting money from Ministry of Sports. So Ministry of Sports will leave them alone. It's simple.
Okay, it is that simple. They say, look, Siasia is earning less than $10,000 a month, and if the NFF can raise $47,000, to pay the German Raw, why can't, I mean, his 1 month salary could have covered the 5 month salary that you are owing Samson Siasia. And the man has said he's giving them 2 weeks, from yesterday. He sent a mail to
Occupy Glasshouse.
No, he sent a mail to the president of the NFF and also the secretary of the NFF and told them, this is what I intend doing, but I'm giving you 2 weeks for you to pay myself and my backroom staff, because they are not just Siasia, they are all being owed, a 5 month salary. So let's see how that is going to be. We just pray that it will be a show where Siasia will now pack his load and pack his family and go and live in the house of the at the glass house. Let's hope that one should be nipped in the bud, gentlemen.
If Siasia needs my support, I'll be there for him.
You want to do Aluta? I certainly believe it won't get. I believe it won't get to that. I certainly believe it won't get to that.
But I think there's this question we need to ask ourselves. When Sunday Oliseh complained about this thing, we all said, why is Sunday Oliseh complaining? But the same issue keeps recurring.
No, when you say we all, you see, that is sometimes they accuse those of us in the press. We saw the issue that happened at Amodu Shraibu before he died. Stephen Okechukwu Keshi, he's still been owed. Sylvanus Okpala has to, go to CAS to go and get his money. So it is a recurrent decimal. And sometimes when they laugh, I look at it because Yakubu Ayegbeni actually represented Nigeria at the Olympics in 2000. That is, we're in 2016, that's 16 years now. Up till now, they have not refunded the money he used to pay his refund ticket from England that to Australia. To go and tell you that is the end of the world. They've not paid him. Now we're looking at Siasia being added to that. We don't know what is happening because we see a lot of things that the NFF are doing. A lot of you travel out, a lot of you do, and then you pay these foreign coaches. So why our own coaches are not being paid?
And then the officials, they collect all their entitlements, their escrows, their allowances to the full. This is grossly unfair. This is sheer wickedness. The NFF should be doing better than they are doing.
But they are saying that the TSA is also affecting them, that the money is supposed to be there, but they cannot access the money.
Well, I mean, that's an excuse that we have to look at.
Is the TSA a cage? Is there no way to access funds in the TSA? Have they followed the appropriate channel? Have they done the needful?
Well, we might not know, but then the question is, where do we go from here? Should this continue? For how long are we going to continue this way?
But
when it comes to private funding, we have heard
in all these gentlemen.
Yes,
I think we have the Nigerian Coaches Association. Do they meet? Do they come together? Do they look at the welfare of their? Do they say before you sign a contract and then just like the league managers, the EPL has a league managers association.
Yes.
I mean they have the players
periodic meetings.
They have things and then they do to protect their interests. At times even when clubs want to sack a coach, you see they come out to say no, you've been unfair. The issue statement.
Yes.
But I mean, so what are they?
They actually do meet, but I don't think there's anything to suggest that some of them do not collude.
Because, like you said,
the administrators.
A lot of them, I think, some of them have been involved in trying to interview foreign coaches when you have that's the thing. Anyway, we want to come to you now. We want to open the line so that you can be part of this show and let us get your inputs. Let us while we are doing that, can we just let us go to Ilorin? The youth games have just started. Jimmy, wonderful under 17. Kids all over Nigeria. This is the second edition converging in Abuja for us to get, to discover Generation Next. I mean, it is a step in the right direction.
The first one was held in Cross Rivers in 2013.
Abuja in 2013.
Sorry, Abuja was won by Cross Rivers. Yeah. Sorry. Now, the key thing for me is, at this point in time, we should be looking at the development structure that we have in place for this youth, especially when we have been talking about 2020 and 2024. What exactly do we have in place? When we talk about the sports policy, we always say, okay, the sport policy is there, but have we been able to articulate everything that we have? We also have the reforms committee. What exactly had Godwin Kenka and team brought up? How is it going to affect this particular game? Because we need to start articulating all those points, the recommendations.
Let us for now look at let us for now look at this the youth game itself.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
This second edition. What would we be expecting?
What I will be expecting is, number one, let's stamp out age cheating.
Good.
I think that's the most important thing. And how do we do that? We need to look at the youths coming from the school system. Do we have a database that tells us that this particular student is under 16, under 17, belongs to this school? We're expecting this particular student will graduate from this particular school at so year. What exactly do we have that tells us that, yes, we can actually nurture these talents? There are a lot of the young ones, the talent, they've got the raw talent, but how we're going to nurture them is going to be dependent on how we're able to monitor their progress, monitor what their true ages are, and it starts from now.
Okay, well, it says, let us go back to school. Should there be a policy that if you are not in, because it's under 17, which means they are supposed to be 16-year-olds, that if you are not in school, you cannot be part of the youth game?
I think saying entirely that if you're not in school, you shouldn't be part of these games would be too hard, because we all know the situation in the country now. So there are some
it's not that there is a law in this country that you must be in school.
You must be in school.
That you must be in school at that age, or your parents will even find one.
Okay. You must be in school.
I think Kaduna State they were with up there.
Okay, but what I want to say is this: post games, there should be.
Okay, let's take Suleiman. Hello, Suleiman.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. You guys are doing a great job with us there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Especially the Nigeria League, on the Nigeria League.
Yeah.
Because I think last week there was Premier League match, there was Spanish League, German League, where I watched Rangers versus Sunshine in Enugu.
Yeah.
290 minutes, and I enjoyed the game. Thanks for your publicity.
Thank you.
And I hope that the best team will win the league this season. And on the issue of Manchester City, Arsenal, if you watch the game between Man City and Swansea, you will see that even not because they mistake the defender need, that when that they got the penalty, Man City, Swansea really played very well.
Okay.
So I think Arsenal this season, don't try them this season. This season for them. Thank you.
All right, Suleiman is joining you guys. That this is Arsenal season. Okay, we are still on the youth. I mean, we're talking about should the kids be in school, because you want to develop the mind and the body.
Exactly.
You understand? And at 16, I don't think our kids should be outside.
I am just saying that we should look at it two ways. That these kids shouldn't be outside school, but we all know that there's some kids who are not even in school at that age.
What would they be? Are they running or jumping from where?
See.
From the mechanic workshop.
Listen, let's be honest with ourselves.
Yeah.
Some Nigerians are going through tough situations.
Definitely so.
They're going through tough situations. There are some Nigerians who are not in school at that level. The only thing I'm saying is this: there should be appropriate measures to forestall to a great measure of age cheating. You cannot entirely but there should be a great degree.
Can you tell us how some of the ways
one is this school. Two, the local government birth certificates. Yes. It used to work those days, Ken. Why wouldn't it work now?
Are you talking about the NPC certificate? Or the local government certificate? Don't even go to the local government certificate.
We've done 8 years of China's Kids School, and I know the challenges that we have. When at this particular primary school, we're talking about on the 13th year, and we've had issues where a whole student from a whole class were born in the same hospital at almost at the same time with birth certificates coming out. And I'm saying this.
That is preposterous. That is preposterous.
I have Emmanuel on the line from Benin. Hello, Emmanuel. Emmanuel, how are you?
Fine.
Yeah. Good. Go on, Emmanuel.
I want to thank you guys for the good job you are doing.
Thank you.
I will say more goods to your elbow.
Thank you very much.
And you guys will continue the good work.
Yeah.
And by the special grace of God, Nigeria League and Nigeria football go from strength to strength.
Yes.
I just want to make my message clear. I believe that this season is Arsenal season, because first season they're going to finish fourth, third season they're going to finish third, last season they finish second,
this one will finish first.
They're going to finish first.